Welcome to Defense Media Operations Press Briefing.
Today's briefing will cover between 28 April and 19th May.
Defense Headquarters says the Nigerian troops have within 2 weeks recorded operational successes in all the theater of operations across the country, having a total of 1,627 Boko Haram terrorists and their families surrendered, and so far 53,262 surrendered to own troops at different locations, with the killing of terrorist spiritual head and some of his foot soldiers, to killing of Boko Haram commander in Sabisa Forest and recovering of large numbers of assorted weapons and ammunition. Director Defense Media Operations Major General Bernard Oyeoko made this known while briefing defense correspondent on Armed Forces of Nigeria and other security agencies' activities and operational successes as recorded in all the theater of operations across the country.
On the 28th of April, troops of Operation Hardin Kai conducted clearance operation at terrorist enclave at Jaje, Mango Ali, Disa, Balangaje. During the operation, one Malan Shehu, the Amir and spiritual head of Gaita, General and some of his full soldiers were neutralized. Also on 14th May, at Uwe in Kondriga local government area of Borno State, troops of Operation Hardin Kai in a coordinated attack on terrorist enclaves. A prominent Boko Haram terrorist commander in the Sabisa Forest with his men and other scores of terrorists were neutralized, while assorted weapons and different caliber of ammunition were recovered. Furthermore, of 1st to 14th May 2022, a total of 1,627 Boko Haram terrorists and their families surrendered to own troops at different locations within the theater. They comprise of 331 men, 441 women, and 855 children. As at 16th May 2022, a total of 53,262 Boko Haram elements and their families have so far surrendered. Also, on 13th May, based on credible intelligence reports, the troops of Operation Hardin Kai arrested Malam Modu Goni, a terrorist logistics supplier at Buniyadi Market. Also on the 17th of May, Malam Modu Pantami was apprehended at the outskirts of Benishek village in Kaga local government while attempting to transport large quantities of logistic items he purchased for onward supply to the terrorists at Gomari village in Fere local government area of Borno State. Consequently of these operations, troops have rescued 63 civilians, neutralized 42 terrorists, arrested 20 terrorists. They also recovered some arms, which include 2 MGs, 21 AK-47 rifles, 11 AK-56 rifles, 22 machine guns, 419 rounds of 7.62 mm and 54 mm ammunition, 1 gun turret, 31 AK-47 magazines, some motorcycles, bicycles, pumping machines, among other items of interest. Also, an Isuzu vehicle was recovered from them. All surrendered Boko Haram terrorists, recovered items, rescued civilians, and captured terrorists have been handed over to appropriate authorities for further action. Now we look at Operation Delta Safe. The troops in the Operation Delta Safe have continued to clamp down on the activities of oil thieves and economic saboteurs and other criminal elements. Of 15th May, troops in conjunction with National Drug Law Enforcement Agency conducted operations at their hideout in Eforum in Uwe local government area of Delta State. During the operation, troops arrested some drug barons, namely Mrs. Oganeko Unaga, Mr. Festus Baron, Mr. Kumagba Enaguno, Mr. Ahmed Agbamu, Mr. David Mene, Mr. Unaga Paul, Mr. Ederi Thomas, Mr. Solomon Osanege, Samuel Joan, and Mr. Degbe Andy. Items recovered from them include 2,460 kilograms of cannabis, 0.070 kilogram of cocaine and 0.05 kilogram of meth and 0.67 kilogram of loud, among other items. Also, one pump action gun was recovered from them, and a Toyota Hilux and a Mercedes-Benz car. Furthermore, activities of the crude oil theft was also carried out at Tibo Ajomo Creek in Warisa local government area. Other locations are East-West Road, Mbiama, in Ahado local government area. Consequently, troops discovered and destroyed 17 illegal refineries, 5 wooden boats, 89 storage tanks, 59 ovens, 12 dugout pits. Troops also recovered 6 pumping machines, 5 trucks, 2 outboard engines, 2 weapons, 778,000 liters of crude oil, 840,000 liters of automated gas oil, and 625 liters of DPK. 18 criminals were arrested. All recovered items, apprehended criminals, are handed over to appropriate authorities for necessary action. Now a look at Operation Dakata de Barao, which is also conducted in the Niger Delta area. Relatedly, Operation Dakata de Barao recorded some modest successes in its operations against oil thieves and economic saboteurs within this area of operation. Some naval ships were used to conduct these operations. These are NNS Soro and NNS Delta. Other operational activities were conducted by NNS Pathfinder in Isaka Junction and Porton Channel. The operation successes led to the discovery of 150 illegal refineries, 59 ovens, 67 metal storage tanks, 4 wooden Cotonou boats, which were all eventually destroyed. Cumulatively, the operations recovered 1 Yamaha engine, 1 generator, 3 pumping machine, 20,000 liters of kerosene, that's DPK, 1,625,000 liters of automated gas oil, 2,050,000 liters of crude oil. All recovered items have been handed over to appropriate security agencies for further action. Now a brief look at Operation Wild Stroke. Troops in Operation Wild Stroke carried out its operation in form of patrols, ambushes, and operations towards achieving sustainable peace and ensuring that normalcy returns to all theaters within the theater of operation. Some of the areas they conducted activities include Ubem Village in the Ayaba Council Ward, Mpataren Village, Kranya Village, Zakibian, Bisi, Tordonga, Sakia, Kaikbadebe, Se Atin, Mpataren. All are in Katsina Hala local government area. Other locations include Zabana Village, Sintaidaji, Donga River, and Dogan in Takun local government area of Taraba State. Consequently, 13 bandits were neutralized, 27 rounds of 7.62mm ammunition, 1 motorcycles, and some mobile phones were recovered from the criminals. All the items have been handed over to appropriate security agencies for further action.
Director, Defense Media Operations, therefore said that the Military High Command appreciates Nigerians for their continued cooperation with the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Nigerian Police Force, and other security agencies in their fight against all forms of criminalities in the country.
Military High Command appreciation to the general populace in the country and their continued cooperation with the Armed Forces of Nigeria, Nigerian Police, and other security agencies in their fight against all forms of criminalities in the country.
He said the Armed Forces of Nigeria is determined to bring peace back to the country. Olayemi Eson for Spy Television.